We back at a Great Man and God Media TV back with another reaction video. Yeah, y'all can hear my soundboard now. Yeah, you fucked up by coming on this channel by looking at this reaction video, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going, man. We got episode 46, the mini reunion from Pop the Balloon and Find Love, hosted by Arlette, directed by her husband BM. So they got a mini reunion from episode 46 that just dropped. So, you know, I watch all the episodes. I just don't react to them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm reacting to this, and there's a segment that I want to react to. You feel me? So, without further ado, let's get it going. Here we go.
I actually want to play a video. Let me actually play this video so we can all see this first clip, and then we can speak about this.
Your name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
My bad.
I'm 33. Just wasn't my type, and it was giving city girl vibes. You came out real hot out the gate, and you got these temperaments and these, you know, these facial expressions and stuff like that. I just wasn't feeling it. Kind of young and immature to me, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he someone that's your type?
No.
Okay. Why not?
No.
It's the nose ring and the earrings for me.
Okay.
It's a no.
Hey, everybody got, you know.
Next.
Next.
Let's go over here. Who we starting with?
First, let's start with Ahmad. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with Ahmad. Can you define what you mean by city girls?
So when I said that city girls thing, man, I deal with a lot of women like that down here in Miami, as you can you don't know, but when I said city girls, it's more about the attitude, you know, about how they carry themselves, you know. She came out, she had.
Well, I'm in Miami too, bro. So, what women do you deal with specifically? Are you dealing with people from the city, or are you dealing with people who are basically, they are tourists, if you will? You know what I'm saying? They're transient people. They just come in and out of Miami as they please, but they're not from here. So, depends on who you're talking to, bro. Like, you know, most of at least from how my viewpoint is, a lot of the people in Miami aren't from Miami necessarily, but of course you got people that were, you know, that live and or were born here and all that stuff. That happens too, but you know, for the most part, you know, Miami is Miami. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
Had this energy, you know. Even when before she even opened her mouth, I was looking at her like, why is she coming out like this? But you know, I wasn't even gonna pop until she rolled her eyes. That solidified the whole thing for me. That the city girl attitude. Like, it's like, why are you? Why I couldn't understand. Like I said, she can't. We're here on that with an intent to come out here to date, or trying to find somebody to date, right? So why come out with that type of attitude? You know, that's what I was like. I could understand it, and I see this every day of my life down here in Miami, and I feel like, especially in this day and age with social media and all this type of stuff like that, man, I feel like these women down here, well, like Miami, yeah, they need a reality check. So I don't know, it'd be crazy down here.
So, I mean,
It'd be crazy. I don't know. He make it seem like Miami is the worst place on earth, and it's not. All right. I don't think city girl is the right term to use for this girl. I understand what he's trying to say, because her demeanor, her mannerisms are off-putting. You can say a lot without saying anything, just by pure mannerisms and facial expression. You know what I'm saying? You can say a lot without saying anything based off mannerisms and facial expressions. All right? Your resting face, a lot of people say my resting face is not approachable. I don't have a welcoming resting face. That's just how I am. My resting face is very stoic, you know. But I'm complete opposite of what you would see in my facial expression in my resting face. You know what I'm saying? But for her, I think the term he's trying to say is she acts stuck up or high stidity based off her mannerisms, her facial expressions, right? She says a lot without saying anything, because on that episode, yeah, she said a lot without saying anything. Her facial expressions, rolling her eyes, you know what I'm saying, mannerisms were extremely unwelcoming and off-putting. That's why the guy's popping. And her That energy matched her what she said verbally. It matched to a T. Next, you know what I'm saying? Just complete. She needs complete attitude exorcism. She needs an attitude exorcism because that's deeply rooted from somewhere, which it's going to be quite difficult to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
I know what it means to an extent, right?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to understand, like, do you think that every girl that acts like that is a city girl?
The attitude part of it, because you know, what I said, I don't. When I said it's,
Yeah, yeah. And again, City Girl. That's City Girls. There's a hip hop group from Miami. You know, JT. What's the other chick's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. But the hip hop group, the female duo, they started in Miami. City Girls, City Boys. That is a term historically, which basically means you're a 304, you're a thought, you're promiscuous. Okay. So that's why I say he used the wrong term. He don't know that girl from a can of paint. That girl, we don't know anything about her body count, right? But acting stuck up, acting high sedity, acting like you're better than everybody else, acting like, you know, you walk around with your shit don't stink. That's the attitude she exhibited on that episode, right? To a T. To a T. So yeah, you really can't go by exactly the term city girl because I say that was the wrong term he used for her. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
the city girl thing is the attitude. It was her. It was her
Right.
attitude.
Yeah.
The attitude she had when she came out. It wasn't necessarily saying she's a city girl. I didn't know anything about her. It's her attitude when she came out. I
Yeah.
said the temperament she was giving, the facial expressions, all the type of things she was doing, being real extra.
Her demeanor. Yeah. We
That's
got you.
like city girl stuff down here in Miami. That's
We
ghetto
got you.
girl stuff. Like that's just too
We got
extra.
you.
For what?
Well, they embrace the ghetto girl stuff because they got these goddamn names in Miami. The street names were renamed to a lot of these hip hop songs from the artists that were from Miami. You know, so that's a whole nother topic of conversation, which I completely disagree with. Y'all could have chose some better songs to rename a street by. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
Okay, Jara, we see your face. What was going through your mind during that time? I know it probably caught you a little off guard to hear that, but what was like your thought process during that time?
Yes, so it most definitely caught me off guard. I've never been labeled a city girl ever. You know, most people would say that I'm bougie, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the city girl label, it was funny to me because, you know, first of all, I'm from the country, you know, South Carolina to be exact. But if we're being real, you know, city girl, it can mean a lot of things. It can be used negatively, as Ahmad tried to do, but it can also mean, you know, successful business woman. So if rolling my eyes,
Even him, look at you see his facial expressions. He's saying a lot without saying anything. He's basically saying, "This woman is full of shit. What is she talking about?" Right? See, he's saying a lot without saying anything, just by his pure facial expressions. Right? Let's keep it going.
at drama makes me a city girl, then I guess standing on my standards does too. I just want someone that is respectful and ambitious, and that shouldn't be controversial.
Mm-hmm.
If I can just briefly, Jerry, I want to ask you a question. Like, watching that clip back, right? And that's the main thing that went viral. Once Xavier, he was the guy like second to last, popped his, right? You gave him like the side look, like if looks could kill type of look. And I think as to what Amat was speaking about, that made us, right? That gave that, call it what you will, that strong aura, presence, attitude, city girl vibes that made the rest of us pop immediately after. So I was just curious, like from the energy, because like when we all arrived from the gentleman's perspective, when we got on set, Alet and BM sat us down and told us, be intentional. We're here to hopefully find someone to have a good time, but be intentional. Did you come on the show to actually hopefully find someone? Because I personally wasn't getting that from you.
Okay. Well, that's surprising. I did come on the show to find someone to find love. Although I didn't. So, yes, I hope that answers your question.
Ashley, what did you think about that segment?
I mean, you know, I it was spicy.
Now, wouldn't I look silly with a broke down filly on a track that was way too fast? Besides, a bitch ain't shit without a good man's wit, and your thoroughbred days are past.
This is how she started that goddamn. Well, you know, she hold it back. She hold it back. She trying to protect the women, the sisterhood. You know, so I already know. Let's keep it going.
It was definitely spicy. But I think essentially it was just the eye roll. I mean, just most men. I have a lot of guy friends, and they tell me all the time about their guard problems, and so just naturally off that, and a guy's listening to a guy's perspective, I knew once you guys cut in, because it's about the cuts too, right? So once y'all cut in on the eye roll, it was kind of obvious as to why everyone else popped. It just sucked because Jay is like a cool girl. Like when we were in the back, we all had a good time. She's nice. She just got a little bit more sass than most. So
Right, because I mean,
Sass.
the way she is, right? She's not a disrespectful person.
no, no.
You feel me? So I feel like this persona that people may have, people might think that they are this way, but they're really cool. Like the way she came out, people think that she was a bit over the top. But what if that's just how she is? Right? Like speaking to her after the show, Ahmad, did you see any difference in her?
When we all hung out afterwards. I mean, she was still giving me some no, because she was upset.
Hold up, BM. You supposed to be talking about this is Pop the Balloon or Find Love, not Pop the Balloon or Find Friends. So why are they hanging out if they didn't match? Why are they hanging out if they didn't match? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's keep it going.
I guess. So she wasn't very friendly with me. I tried to be nice to everybody. Like I said, I didn't mean nothing. It wasn't nothing personal. Just that's the energy I was getting. So, but yeah, she was still mad at me. So yeah, nothing really changed from that day, that whole night. But I did see her interact with everybody else. She did seem cool. She was more friendly with everybody else and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, so I walked out with confidence and I did roll my eye. Yes, I understand. But maybe I rolled my eyes because at that time I was confused. Like was just finishing, I want someone respectful, ambitious, and he popped. So I assumed that maybe he was disrespectful or maybe he was not ambitious. And then of course the other balloons followed.
But do you see, right? Do you see that rolling your eyes at that specific time and the way you did it as well? It was like a film. It was like a movie.
Nasty look. I ain't even
It
gonna
was
lie.
nasty, right?
It was real nasty.
It was like whoa. So do you understand why some of the guys felt the way that they felt?
Yes,
Watching it.
I totally understand. If I could go back, I wouldn't have done that.
So it's the eye roll that basically took you out, realistic. So it
Yes.
wasn't really like your attitude, really. It was mostly the eye roll.
Yeah, like I said, it was a temper.
It wasn't just the eye roll. She said next. She basically matched the energy when she got. She doesn't know how to deal with rejection or constructive criticism. She can't take it well. You saw that. You know what I'm saying? You based off that small sample size, but for the most part, every person that she rejected on, and they gave their real honest assessment about her, she tried to match energy or actually go even lower. Next, more unnecessary mannerisms like eye rolling and neck snapping and all that stuff from the guys that she got rejected on. So she's young. She has a lot to learn, but let's keep it going.
Temperaments. It was a facial expression temperaments for me. That's what I said exactly. That's what took me out. That's why I popped. When she did that, I was like, oh yeah, this girl here is it's gonna be too much. And she had all the temperaments to go with it. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm cool.
Yeah, you were making facial expressions as well, and you
Right,
was over
right.
there.
Let's get onto that. Let's get onto that as well. Ahmad. Throughout the whole show, you and Sean were like best buddies.
Me? No.
Chichi Chata. Yes.
Kiki
What are you saying?
the
Me?
whole
Telling me
episode.
like he wasn't involved. You and him was just chatting throughout the whole show. And
No,
at Ahmad,
let me tell you what was
I
happening.
don't think I
one
was
second,
as
one second,
involved as
Girl
Ahmad.
some
walk
look.
out.
1 second, Ahmad.
Oh,
You was very hurt when she made that comment about your nose ring. And what else? He said it's the
She said
nose
nose
ring.
ring and what?
And the earrings. I see he don't have it in today.
I'm in the house. I'm not out right now.
No
My nose
chill.
ring in. I don't keep
No
that
chill,
on.
Jaira.
Why did that get to you?
It's the nose ring and the earrings for me. It's a no.
Hey, everybody got, Listen, like I said, I'm used to this. I'm used to the clapback. It was just hilarious to me because when you asked her that, for her to say that, like I get this every day. People call me pretty boy. They call me all these type of things. I'm cool. I know who I am, so there's no problem. I wear hoop earrings. I got 5 sets of hoop earrings. This is a permanent nose earring. This can't come out. So, this is my look.
Okay.
So I mean, it was just hilarious for her to say that's the only thing she had to respond so quickly on. I was like, okay, all right, cool. What's next? Anything else to say? That's what I was like.
Yeah, Sean, what did you want to say about your best buddy here? You two was talking about the whole show.
No, I was just saying that I was probably not as involved as it looked like. I feel like, and I ain't trying to throw shade on bro, but I feel like he was a little talkative, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not mean or nothing, so I responded, but I feel like
He throwing your buddy under the bus. He was a little talkative. He was talking to me. That's funny, man. That's funny shit.
I wasn't kikiing or nothing like that.
So Ahmad was instigating this. This is what we're hearing.
Shit.
That's crazy.
Damn.
I mean,
You gonna sell your friend out?
There's
That's
always
crazy.
one person. Every episode,
That's
there's always
crazy,
one
bro.
person that does this, and is always somewhere in the front, all the time. But I mean, at least you guys was respectful, the way that you carried yourself. It wasn't like annoying. Some people they'll be trying to jump out in the screen so you can see them and stuff like that. So at least you stayed.
I pretty much was just pointing out things I seen on the ladies. I was just like, oh, you see that? Look at her shoe. Oh, look at her feet. I'm saying stuff like that. So, it's like we was the first person to see them because we in the front of the line. So we see the ladies come out first. The back of the line we don't see because we right there.
Yeah.
So I was just letting them know, hey, look at that. Oh, look what she know.
Yeah, it was
stuff
running
like
crazy.
that. So.
Okay, so kind of a question for Jaira. So after, the episode came out, were you shocked by some of the comments you were seeing or any messages or anything that you're receiving?
So I mean, a lot of people were saying that I have an attitude, and I now see how that was shown by the eye roll. I don't have an attitude at all. I mean, not all the time.
Oh,
But
not all the time. Okay.
I mean, as far as comments, I mean, they were commenting about my hair. I mean, it was humid in Arizona, okay? And that was actually my real hair. This is actually the same hairstyle. And yeah, my hair was just fuzzy in the back. I just needed to go like that. That's all I needed to do. But okay, yeah.
I was gonna say, as far as like for the attitude, do you see what they were saying though when people be like, you were very dismissive. I want to say like once you were done with someone, you were like next, and I was like, oh, okay, let's just move on then. I don't know if you were uncomfortable and you're ready to get out of there. Is that what that also was?
It's a no.
Hey, everybody got,
Next.
Dismissed.
Let's go over here.
It was just kind of like for me, like they rejected me. They didn't want to hear me out. So I didn't feel the need to actually sit there and hold conversations and like after you pop your balloon.
It's called walking with grace, right? Being able to handle constructive criticism, being able to handle rejection, even in a negative fashion, right? You don't want to match their energy if you want to be graceful about it, right? So you didn't show that, you didn't exhibit that, what you have in terms of handling rejection. That seems to be who you are. If someone's negative towards you in terms of you being rejected, you're going to go even lower. So they go to hell, you'll go to beneath hell. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So yeah, that's what you do. You like to you basically like to match energies and just go a step further than what they try to exhibit in terms of they rejecting you. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
After you rejected me.
Okay.
Okay.
If I could, can I add to that situation real quick?
Yeah.
I just, me personally, I felt like, coming on the show, you shouldn't expect to have everybody's balloon, held on to. Like, you should expect to get some pop. So when that first initial pop happened and you rolled your eyes, it was just like, and that's why I said you was extra, or you felt kind of extra to me. So that was kind of my first initial thought process with that. But at the same time, I did feel like, you were being yourself. So again, it was just like, maybe just a little too much for me. So that's all.
Okay. Let's actually talk about makeup, right? Because it seems to be like a lot of guys have an issue with females wearing makeup on the show. Like Ahmad actually did say to Ashley as well that she's wearing too much makeup, right? What is too much for you, Ahmad?
Like, I don't like the beat face where you contour your face, you contour your nose, you contour your cheeks, so where you look different. Like right now, Ashley, this is what she should have did. Put my opinion on the show. This right here. This is what
But
I
she
like.
still looks the same, though. Do you get what she was trying to say? You can see that this is
I don't think so.
Ashley.
I think she look better now. I think she actually look better. I think this is a simple look. This is what I'm into. This is the type of woman I talk to. I'm into the athletic world, so women I talk to, they're wearing no makeup all day.
You also kind of
Yeah, because they're in the gym. Why would motherfuckers wear makeup in the gym? You know what I'm saying? That makes no goddamn sense.
book by its cover. Like Arlette sometimes opens up the floor to like the lineup, and it's like you had questions, you didn't even think to you literally assume you were like, you look like you wear makeup every day, and that statement to me, I didn't want to. I held back a lot, but I was laughing because I was like, "Ooh, my friend's gonna come for you." Because all my friends, literally, they was blowing up my phone. They was like, "If he only knew." But just having the simplicity of just asking versus assuming,
Right.
I thought that kind of took me aback. So
No, you're right. I could have asked first. I'm just like you say, the show is a different environment. You're not used to being like that, and I'm just going off first impression. So as soon as I saw it, like I say, I see what I see. On my checklist, I know what I don't like, and that's all. I was like, okay, that's all it was.
Let me ask you guys something here. Do you not feel like sometimes you be popping
just
because you're in that environment? Like that pop that you had right there, it's like it was probably unnecessary because you could have asked,
Right.
a simple question. But do you don't feel like sometimes that when you just hear one thing, you feel like because you're in the game, let me pop because I'm in the game. Is that how some of you respond to some of the things you hear?
Well, I can say with Ashley, I probably popped prematurely.
definitely did. But I mean, it would have been popped anyway. So like I said, I wasn't attracted.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I know. It's cool. That's cool.
I
You don't got to
wasn't
be sorry.
I'm with Jay. I didn't care for the nose ring and that.
Nah, yeah. That's what I say. Everybody got their own preference. It's cool.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was a preference.
Yeah,
So it was like
I was saying.
you gave me like pretty boy.
And I say everybody think that of me. That's what I get down here in Miami because the way I dress, but it's total opposite. But it's cool.
Yeah.
That's how I come off. That's the way I dress. I dress real clean.
Yeah.
So Ahmad, you have your own gym, right, in Miami?
Yes.
But you also where was you working before?
I was a police officer, a sheriff.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Wow. So we've actually had a lot of police officers on the show, and we had some sheriffs as well. So how is that, right, from how you used to be in law enforcement to now, dating wise? Like, is there a difference?
Yeah, because back when I was in law enforcement, it took a big toll on my mental health. That's the reason I left. I was very anxious, couldn't really be on the outside like that. Everywhere I went, I feel like it was a target on my back. You working with detainees all the time. You see these guys on the streets when you out. They be on South Beach. They be everywhere you be. So I was never comfortable, and then and stuff like that. And it kind of like breaks down your social life because you can't trust anyone. You don't know who to trust. So what I was finding myself doing was dating in the department, trying to just date people, my coworkers.
Oh,
and
hell
that
no.
never worked either because we just clash all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Police officers don't like dating police officers, right? I know firsthand. So let's keep it going.
Now that I'm out of there, now that I left 2 years ago, you know, I was able to get my mind right. I'm able to flourish and, you know, start seeing life in a different lens, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, let's move on now to Kevin, right? So, Kevin.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. I just wanted to just react to that segment of of her, you know what I'm saying, having that high sedity, bougie, stuck up attitude that she exhibited on the last episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So just want to react to that, family. So that is my reaction to that. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Once again.
Now, wouldn't I look silly with a broke down filly on a track that was way too fast? Besides, a bitch ain't shit without a good man's wit, and your thoroughbred days are past.
Yes, sir. You already know that's facts. Till next time, family. Great Man of God TV. Signing out. Peace.